Hi again, everybody. It's me again, Pete, and I just wanted to give you another video based on one of the vehicles that I have. This one doesn't go quite along with the collection. It's more of my daily driver at the moment. But the nice thing about this is it still incorporates some of that Chrysler theme that I was talking about before. Now, you remember back in the 80s when I was talking about how the K-car kind of revolutionized the way that Chrysler made a comeback? Well, they weren't the only ones. The Ks came out in late 1980 as 81 models. But there was another initiative on the go that debuted in 84. One was the turbocharged engines. The 2.2 turbo became very popular very fast. Along with that, Chrysler decided to debut a brand new type of vehicle that nobody had ever seen before. Something of a cargo type, but a little more economical on the road. And hence, the Plymouth Voyager and the Dodge Caravan were born. Now, that being said, I'm not so much an early model Caravan lover as much as I am sort of a midline. Really interested in the styles that existed from about 1991 to 1995. So, without further ado, what's big, what's red, what looks mean coming down the road, just because of the options it has? Nothing other than this Caravan right here. Now, this Caravan was built in September of 1994, came out as a 1995 model, and it's actually a Dodge Caravan. The reason I went after a Dodge was because the Plymouth line wasn't as sporty as what the Dodge was. Neither was the Chrysler line. So I looked at something from Dodge. The nice thing that you'll notice about this is it is a flame red color, as they call it. One big feature about that is that it wasn't available on all vans at the time. So, the nice thing about this van, not only is it a good color, but it's a particular style. As we go around the vehicle, I'm going to ask you to take note in the background of how much chrome this van actually has. You're going to notice that besides the rims and the obvious antenna, there's virtually none, if any, other chrome. There's a reason for that, and we'll get back to it. So let's just take a look at what this is for the moment. Now, you'll notice too that it is a 20-footer for all intents and purposes. We're going to do a slow walk around the van, but you'll notice that there are a lot of pits. There's a lot of scratches, a little bit of black, flat black missing around the windows. There's a reason I'm showing it to you this way. So let's start around. We're going to work our way around from the driver's side. First thing you'll notice is that the grille is color keyed to the rest of the van, and it's got fog lights. Now, that's not typical on a regular Caravan. We'll talk about that in a second. Also, as you go around, you'll notice that there's cast aluminum rims, which aren't usual as well on a minivan. One would think, well, why would a cargo van have something like that? You'll notice too that the front bumper and the side sills are all matched to coordinate, and that was a style that was available in 1994 and 1995. The bug guard was on the front, I didn't mention that right away, and also these running boards along the side. Those were put on at the dealership before the van was sold new. So let's just continue walking around for a second. You'll notice that the windows are blacked out from the driver's door back and all the way around the back. And also there's a black inset of paint to help blend those in. As we move around the back, you'll notice there's a little bit of rust showing up there, but again, that's there for a reason. And also take note of the Dodge insignia down low. Now, I don't know if a lot of people are paying close attention, but the fact that the lettering is all in black bears a bit of significance, and also the style. This is a Caravan ES, and I'm going to stop for a quick moment and mention what that's all about. The ES line stands for European Sport Edition. It debuted in 1984 on the Dodge 600 convertible, and it was continued with Dodge all the way through the 80s. The reason being because European cars at the time had no chrome, but a lot more black. Remember I mentioned before that there wasn't a lot of chrome on the vehicle at all? That is the reason why. Because the European Sport Edition was never supposed to have any, as little as possible. So, in a sport lineup, not only is there a lot of black on the van, there's aluminum cast rims on it, there's the ground effects all the way around, fog lights in the front. Basically, this was the top of the line sports edition minivan on the road in 1995. So, if we just continue around very quickly, I think we've made it all the way around once. That's basically what it looks like from the outside. Now what we'll do is we'll talk very quickly about what's available inside. Starting out on a Caravan, first and foremost, what you get is bucket seats. Quad captain seats were standard on an ES model, which was really nice. Incidentally, the only features that this van doesn't have is leather, all-wheel drive. It doesn't have the extended foot on the back to be a Grand Caravan, and it doesn't have the 3.8 liter engine, but it has every other conceivable option available in 95. On the ceiling, you'll see there's a bit of a message center going on and some compartments. There's a travel computer built in with compass, which is really nice. We'll get a close-up of that again once I start it up. You'll notice too that the seats have sort of a gray stripe effect in them. That is an ES standard type as well. There is a bench seat that goes in the back, however that's in storage and I've actually never used it, so I decided not to include that in the shoot today. Now apart from that, I'd like everybody to take note of the sills around the doors, things like that. They don't look too bad. Actually, they don't look too bad at all. The one thing I'm going to stop and comment on right now is the reason that I'm showing the van the way it is. And there is a reason for it. It is because the date today is October 3rd, 2009. This van was manufactured in September of 94, which I mentioned before, and it is a 95. This is all original. There's been nothing done to the cosmetics of this vehicle at all. That's the original upholstery you're looking at, the original carpets. You're looking at original paint. Okay, so those dings along the side, that's why you're seeing it that way, and that's why I wanted to show it to you this way. So let's go around a little bit more. I'm going to show you a few more things. Let's stop at the engine compartment. I'll pop the hood. We'll have a look at that. Basically, the upgrade from the standard 3-liter engine for an ES model was the 3.3. Now, unlike the 3-liter, which was a Mitsubishi build, the 3.3 is a Chrysler plant. The only thing bigger than that would have been the 3.8, but that was only available on the Grand Caravan. Now, the engine bay itself isn't entirely clean. However, I kind of left it that way for a reason. This is the daily driver. I figured, why not? So just a good look at what Chrysler offered in 95. Maybe we'll just step back and get a pan of the whole thing. Then I'm just going to shut the hood again. So that's basically what you're looking at. Alright. Next, we'll move around, have a look at some more sills, things of interest on the van. Driver's side, we do have a spot of rust down on the sill. Other than that, there's not a whole lot there. And I'm just going to reach in, pop the back, we'll have a quick look at that. Those are the original shocks as well, just as a point of interest. So lots of room, not really a lot of wear and tear on this vehicle. Nice thing about the ES as well, it came with an 8-speaker system. So there were the standard 4 speakers all the way around that handle pretty much medium range sound. There's also 4 subwoofers built in from the factory. The only change that's been made to the original stereo is that the CD radio died and the original owner had a combination CD tape radio put in, but again from the factory, so I've left everything the way it is. The trailer hookup incidentally was done at Chrysler along with the running boards and the bug guard. So that's pretty much it for the van itself. It's actually doing quite well, reasonable for a van of its age. I'm quite impressed with it. I hope everybody is too at this point. I think what we'll do now is just close up the compartment. I'll just start it up so everybody can hear what it sounds like, and I'll put all the lights on so you can see the fogs from the front. So there it is, 1995 Dodge Caravan ES. Fairly unique, not a lot of them left. Probably not a lot of them left with the original paint. Incidentally, for you folks down south of the border in the States, you're probably looking at it thinking, well, why would somebody bother to talk about something with original paint when you guys probably have a lot of cars like that? For those of us up here in Canada, where I am, these vehicles see some harsh winters, and it's really too bad because a lot of these have been repainted at this point. So that's the Dodge Caravan. Thanks a lot, everybody. Tune in again. Stay on this channel. We'll have some more videos.